The man of God had gotten in a place where he was just discouraged.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Every time I say something, every time I try to help somebody, they come back and they talking about me, they biting on me, they trying to stab me. I won't even tell them nothing else you say.
All right.
I won't even say nothing else to them. The more I try to help, seem like the more they talk.
That's right.
And this is what the man of God was saying. I won't even mention your name to him anymore. Okay?
But his word was in my heart as a burning fire shut up in my bones.
Let's stop it right there. Because see, this is what makes the difference.
All right. That's it now. All right. That's
Because
it.
even when I say I ain't coming back, it's something on the inside that says you got to go back.
Yeah. That's right.
And if the man of God had not kept this fire burning, when he got in this state, he would went under. So what am I trying to say? Even if you're not preaching, when you get in this state, because discouragement comes to the body, discouragement will come to the lay members. When you get in that state, if you don't have any fire down on the inside, you'll find yourself agreeing with the naysayers. You'll find yourself talking about leadership. You'll find yourself talking about the body of Christ because there's no fire on the inside. There's no even. I'll push my feelings to the back. Who am I talking to?
That's right.
Because see, in the absence of your fire, all you have in your belly is your opinion.
All right.
Because see, there's something that the fire does when it begins to get in your belly. The first thing it burns up is your opinion. And then it replaces your opinion with the word. So even the things that I want to do, I find myself, I say, I can't do it. I can't treat the people of God. I don't care what they say, I got to love because there has been a fire. And the man of God said, even though I felt like I was deceived.
All right.
Even though I felt like God gave me a word and nobody responded to it.
All right.
Oh, my. So, you may not be preaching at this time. You may not be walking in any call to where it's calling you to preach and give a word. But if you're saved, the enemy will surely come at you to try to discourage you.
That's right.
Oh, yes, he will.
That's right.
If you're really saved, the enemy surely come at you to discourage you. He is going to come through your family. He's going to come through those ones you love. He's going to come through some of the very folks that sit next to you in church.
Come on.
Yes, the truth.
If I can be real.
Come on. That's
All
right.
right. Come on.
See, let me tell you about a decision that God had me to make. Thank you, that a lot of people don't like to make in the church.
All right.
There was a decision that I had to make when I came to New Birth. My wife had to make the decision because my wife, granddad, before he passed, was the bishop of 3 or 4 churches. He's the bishop of some churches. And when we got married, the same decision I didn't have to make, my wife had to make. Because she was told that it's out of order for we to have these churches and you to be going to church in Valdosta.
All right.
You need to, and family, and my wife don't mind me.
My God.
And family members would come and say, well, what you doing down there is just the same vow. You need to be up here where we at.
That's it. That's
Can I lay it out for somebody?
That's right. That's it.
You need to be up here where we at because this is what we're going and for a while, my wife had a rift.
That's right. That's right.
She said, because this is my family.
Oh, God.
This is what I remember my granddaddy building this church.
God.
I can remember, all the times that I came here and different things, and they helped me out even when I needed help. This is my family.
All right.
All right.
Good. God.
This is my family. It was almost so much a rift to where I almost said, when you go out there, I'm going to come to Newport.
All right.
But I knew that would be out of order, so what I did, I began to pray.
All right.
I began to pray about it.
My God.
And God would give you something.
God.
And I told my wife,
Good God.
I say, as wonderful as your family is,
Yes.
as loving as they are. Even before her granddad passed, he asked me to be one of the youth pastors at the church. Even before he passed. I mean, and then before he wasn't even dating then before that happened. So I told her, I said, as wonderful as they are, as loving as they are, as long as the church been here, I just need to ask you one question. Do you get fed when you come here?
All right, God.
Or do you get fed when you go there?
That's right.
I said, because if we come here and we don't get fed, then we'll die.
That's right.
I don't care what you say. If we join just simply because family,
God.
and there's no one to say, you know what, you still got to be holy even if you're related to it.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
And so
Yeah.
God began to deal with my wife, and as we would go, I think we would spend like, what, 3 Sundays here and 1 Sunday? Maybe when we first started, we had like 3 Sundays here and 1 Sunday in there. And it took about 2 Sundays in there for my wife to make up her mind. And it's not saying nothing bad about the church. But I'm going to tell you something. You have to be where you're fed.
That's right. That's
And so now, this is the decision that had to be made. It's not was a decision, do I want to turn my back on my family and go to somewhere else?
That's
Oh,
right. That's right.
But the decision that had to be made is just simply, do I want to die or do I want to live?
That's right.
That's right.
Spiritually,
That's right.
do I want to die or do I want to live? My aunt pastored churches. Y'all know the story. She was going to ordain me way years before I got ordained, but my mama, in all her wisdom, which was I love her for that, she told my aunt, she said, don't ordain that boy because he's a fool. He can preach, but he's a fool. She said, if you ordain him right now, he's going to bring embarrassment to you and the church. Oh, y'all, I'm just real. Y'all know it.
Right.
And how many of y'all know she was right? She was right. And so I had to make a decision even through then. Didn't even know that she had left a church for me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I have a bunch of fools following me if I go to church in the state I'm in. Folks will call me, what you gonna do with Auntie Church? You know she left it for you. I say, sell it. But I got somewhere I got to be so I can be taught. Co-pastor told me years ago when she was on my son's elementary school, I believe it was, pre-K teacher. And I had came to the church and I had left and I was out doing my thing and wasn't a bit more saved than nothing. I come smelling like reefer and everything else, trying to get co-pastor a word. And she just smiled and she didn't cut me off from that. I said, Lord, I see you have to be a fool. She didn't cut me off for nothing. But when she said, let me tell you something. She said, we miss you down at the church. I said, yeah, I'm gonna come back. And she said, you left too soon. She said, you didn't give us time to teach you how to stay safe.
All right.
I had to get saved down. I get saved anyway.
Yes, sir.
But that staying saved
Stay. Yes, sir.
was the thing I had trouble with.
That's right.
I had trouble with staying saved. And I realized that now, in the church now, that the biggest problem in the church is that the church don't know whether the members saved or not. Uh-oh. But let me see that.
My God.
In this generation, we got more faithful tithing sinners than anything.
Yes, sir.
Right.
We got more sinners that show up on Sunday than saints.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
my God, my
1 hour.
I'm gonna give it to y'all. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you something. And I'm gonna show you something that's gonna make you think. The man of God said, but it was as a fire that was shut up. It was on the inside. It would not, in other words, what he's trying to get us to understand, it would even let me do what I wanted to do.
That's right.
It wouldn't even let me do what I wanted to do. Now, on the issue of sin, let's talk about that for just a few minutes. And I promise I'm telling y'all don't even realize, but I'm almost there. Along with in Leviticus, when God began to give them the orders of how the sacrifice was conducted, we understand that in the Old Testament church, that the sacrifices was meant to cover your sin. It covered it from year to year to the Day of Atonement, but it never did get rid of it.
All right.
It was there. You just had to kill something, or some blood had to be shed, so that when God come to make for his payment for that sin, he would see the blood of the animal and he wouldn't kill you. But it was always there.
All right.
And so they did that all throughout the Old Testament. Now we move over into the New Testament, in which now we find that Jesus as the high priest and the offering at the same time.
All right.
But the Bible says that no man killed him, but he offered his own life. In other words, he said, I'm going to be the high priest because only the high priest had the ability or the power to apply the blood.
That's right.
Only the high priest can do that. So he being the high priest, he said, now I'm the high priest, but at the same time, I'm the lamb.
All right.
So I'm going to come in and I'm going to offer myself just as we should do. God say, present your bodies as a living sacrifice unto God, holy and acceptable, which is your
Reasonable,
it's the
sir.
least that we can do. So he said, now I'm going to come in order that we don't have to keep killing all these animals and we can have something to eat every now and then. He said, I'm going to come and I'm going to be the penalty. I'm going to pay the price for the sins of the world.
All right.
Just tell him he paid the price.
He paid the price.
So now we do not have to offer any more animals. We don't have to bring any rams, any he-goats, any lambs, any turtle doves, any pigeons. We don't have to bring any more of that to the church when we come in because the penalty has already been paid. You agree with that?
Amen.
Let me take this on real quick. Let's go to Romans 3. That wasn't on the paper. Romans 3:23. Take you a few places and then God showed me something. He said, if we can get the people saved for real, we wouldn't have so much trouble in the church.
That's right.
There wouldn't be so much trouble if people would be saved for real.
That's right.
Quit putting on a show.
All right.
Because I'm going to tell you something, that this right here is just a little news flash. I've never seen a mean, hateful, arrogant, can't tell nothing saint.
That's right.
You got a mean attitude,
Check.
9 times out of 10, you ain't really saved.
All right. Check.
Check yourself.
Check it.
Because I'm going to tell you something. You can't be saved and full of hell at the same time.
That's right.
It is impossible. And since we understand there's no middle ground, you either stand to the left or you're standing to the right.
That's right.
So either you're saved or you mean and hateful.
That's it.
You ain't saved and mean.
That's right.
Amen. But you either saved or mean. The Bible tells in Romans 3:23 that we have all
Sin.
there has been a time where we have all sinned. And in the best of our ability have come short. This has happened. This has happened. Say that it has happened.
It has happened.
But it shouldn't be happening.
That's right. It should be happening. Damn. Right.
That's right.
Fast. That's right.
We have all sinned and come short. Let me give you a little something like what I gave out yesterday to those that maybe some of y'all couldn't understand that. We understand that Jesus paid the penalty for sin, right? Okay. So if you decide to sin now and you've already asked God to forgive you, what is you using to cover your sin? Because he ain't coming to die again. Say it again. Shed his blood once.
That's
The
right.
Bible says.
You're right.
But what we do,
All right.
Roll up.
but what we do, we say, oh, I can just go repent.
All right.
Say it on.
That's what we say. I know they say I don't need to go to this motel, but if I do, I can just go repent.